Since you're switching up on me now, I'm gonna have to figure out and conjure up something in order to protect myself from you if I find out you decide to turn on me. And I'm going to basically covertly spy on you while I smile in your face and act like I want to spend time with you, but I'm going to make sure that I use that time wisely by asking covert questions that sound innocent, but really it's me privately investigating if you have turned on me in any sort of way, because I'm going to now use the time we spend together to infiltrate your mind, to dissect and see if there's something that you've done to betray me, so that I know whether or not I need to conjure up something to basically throw you under the bus if you decide to officially turn on me, if something does come back to bite us. So I'm watching you now too. And here I thought you were on my side. You need to understand something. They took from me. They were supposed to let me live off their backs for as long as I wanted to. And they saw right through me and took it upon themselves to protect themselves from me by beginning to pack my things and remove it from their environment that was supposed to belong to me. I don't care that they welcomed me into their home. And I don't care that I told them a lie about how I plan to build my life up and just only be there for a short period of time while I was doing that. That wasn't my actual plan. I was just planning to freeload off of them and basically hang on to the coattails of their journey to see how long they would let me live with them until they couldn't see themselves letting me freeload off of them anymore. And it didn't work the way I expected it to. It worked with everybody else I did it to. But with them, they went too far. They had the nerve to not allow their morals to be used against them, where they were willing to let me be homeless if I didn't get a job and a place to live. That is their fault. Their home is mine, even if I wasn't paying for the actual home. I'm a freeloader, and they tried to attack my stability financially and by home by not letting me use their finances, resources, and their home to live off of. That is attacking my stability, so I'm attacking theirs now by using other people to do it for me. Like you. Okay, I'm gonna make this very clear to you. You basically just said to me that the reason you're so mad at them is because they were not going to let you continue living off their backs for your personal gain, while you continued to try to sell them lies that you knew were lies about you planning to actually get a job in your own place. You were just house hunting. House hopping. Okay, clearly you were house hopping. But for you, I guess that's house hunting. To find other people you can live off of, and live off their backs. Metaphorically speaking. And then I'm assuming the next household you go to, you're gonna do everything possible to express how much you were victimized in the home that you were forced out of, because they saw straight through your facade and your character and your ill intentions and lies that you originally sold them to be pure and sincere, when really it was just another deceptive maneuver to get them to agree covertly and indirectly to let you live off them and their resources and under their roof, while you did the bare minimum to sell the idea and illusion that you sold to the previous home that you are now talking ish about. And I'm assuming this is just a continued cycle that you just decide you're just going to keep living in, I'm assuming. And you weaponize your victimized trauma from your past to create an obligational situation to play on people's morals and integrities when you do this, I'm assuming. Including implying any form of self-deprivation. God forbid, any inclination of intentionally maybe stating any forms of intentional self-harm as a form of trying to instigate or initiate a process of them speeding up the process of getting them to welcome you into their home faster. I'm assuming. You're quite a toxic manipulator and quite the scammer, aren't you? Oh my God. I can't with you, man. I can't with you. You basically said that someone else's resources and home and finances belong to you the moment you enter their door. And they don't have a right to tell you it's time to go. And if they attempt to remove you and your things when your time is up, and you don't actually have a name on the actual lease or pay for anything, you're saying that you want them to let you treat them like a doormat in an open door policy where you're gonna judge what's righteous around them deciding what's going to happen in terms of your access to their environment of a home and their financial resources. And if they begin to withhold that from you and begin to let you know it's time to now move because you have met your time limit, you've also overstayed your welcome. Heck, maybe they gave you a time period as an extension and you still saw it as an opportunity to find a way to meet the bare minimum to sell an illusion of something that you knew was still a scamming lie of you doing something you weren't actually doing in terms of actually planning to get a job and a place to live and be a productive citizen for your own life. That is a pathological strategic liar that I am starting to describe right now and seeing you as. This is psychotic in a way. Like, you take it personal when someone's not letting you live off their backs anymore, and they begin to stand up for themselves and begin to remove you from their environment once you've overstayed your welcome, and they discover that you're just going to keep lying to them, and you take it personal if they're done listening to your lies. And while you realize your time there is ending, you're finding a way to prep the next home you're running to avoid the actual work it's going to take to secure a job in an apartment instead, or a home. Instead, you're going to house hunt through selling a story to see what other home is going to open a door for you. You know, this is how people end up homeless. You know that, right? You're going to victimize yourself when that happens to you too? Because that's where you're going. I mean, that's really where you're going at this point. Are you going to victimize yourself when you reach that point too, where you're going to feel helpless and feel like a victim because you put yourself there, because you used up all your connections, and now nobody trusts you and won't open the door for you, and if, God forbid, if they do, you're still going to act on the same pattern and use them the same exact way too? Where you're going to do the bare minimum, sell them the illusion through the bare minimum efforts you're going to do with the idea that you're actually going to eventually move when you don't plan to, until you decide to find someone else to live off of? Because I'm starting to see you, man. Hey. Okay, I gave money. I gave money. I gave money to all the food I was eating and consuming. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I gave money to the food that I was eating. They had me pay for my food because I was always asking for a lot of things that were expensive, and also a lot of things that were always over their budget. So they had me start to pay for my own food, and I realized I couldn't ask for everything that I wanted. So since I was paying for it now, I asked for a lot less until I could find someone, maybe a partner, to romantically get involved with, to let them buy everything for me when it came to food consumption. Since I was now going to be paying for my food with this home, I needed to find somebody else to pay for my food so that I didn't have to lose all of my savings that I did save money for myself in case of any emergencies, so that I could still preserve my money. Yeah. So, I mean, I contributed money with that. I hope my partner doesn't find out what my true intentions were when it came to actually using them for their money. But, I mean, it's not like I still don't care about them. I just enjoy the fact that they're letting me use them for their money. So, yeah. They'll never find out, though. I don't plan to tell them that. But I'm going to let them, pay for everything for me, because I wouldn't be spending the amount of money for them that they've been paying for me, because I don't plan to actually get a real job or build a life unless somebody is building one for me to just live off their backs with. But that is between me and God. So nobody's gonna know. Well, except you, I guess. But they're not gonna know. But I contributed money. I contributed money to that, even if I wasn't, anywhere else. That doesn't give them a right to still take my resources and stability away. That still belongs to me the moment I enter their door. So yeah, I'm gonna judge them defending themselves from me and protecting themselves from me and removing me from their home and removing their resources from me. They should know I will be fending for myself with nothing. They know that, and they still were ready to put me out anyways. That's heartless. They were going to do that to me. So absolutely I'm going to attack their finances, stability, and home. Heck, maybe use the legal system to bully them into a false accusation I'm going to make up in my mind, so that I can further try to ruin their life the way they ruined mine.